Okay, awesome. So welcome guys to our team call. It is February 20th, 2018, and we have the lovely Jaclyn who's going to be running this call with us and teaching us some amazing things. And so make sure you have notes and make sure that you are listening intently. A couple quick announcements. This upcoming Thursday, we're going to be hosting a team-wide coach sneak peek. And so I'll see if I'll try to post it in there. I will post the announcement again in the team page so that you guys are reminding that you guys, again, we're going to use the same group like last time. So if you have people in there and like, let's say they never said anything or like you never heard back from them, know that, by keeping them in there, it'll, the potential for them to see us now will, is another opportunity. And that's why we keep putting people into that group, just in case, because a lot of times people just don't have time to watch the videos, etc. So that's what we'll be doing this upcoming Thursday. And then the next one after this will be in 2 weeks. So as you can see, we've been doing it every 2 weeks. And so just something to think about. And then next week, we're also going to be hosting a new coach call. And so that's going to be something that you can take to your new challengers if you want to hop on, see what it's like so that you can volunteer to run one in the future. We are, that's a great idea as well. It'll be pretty low key and it's a really great opportunity. You'll have those slides will be pretty much already made. You just have to run the call. So if it's something you might be interested in doing to help out with in the future, we're hoping to do that every 2 weeks as well. And the way that we're formatting it is that we run a sneak peek and then the following week we do a new coach call, run a sneak peek, following week do a new coach call, just trying to really provide that support to everyone in the downline, all of your new coaches, just kind of keeping that in mind. Also, if you want to help with the sneak peek this upcoming week, let myself know or one of the leaders like Jaclyn or Hannah or Chelsea, let us know if you want to help out. If you have not helped out with it in the past and you're like, you know what, I want to step it up a little bit and really challenge myself. What's nice about these sneak peeks, guys, is that it's typically the same topics. And so if you challenge yourself to being able to kind of describe the same topics and teach the same topics as well as tell your story, the more practice you get with that, the better you become. And it's always in a private, in a safe environment. So just something to think about. Still plenty of time to hit, to focus on hitting Success Club. We have amazing people who are helping people already. And so obviously still a lot of time left in the month to hit Success Club or to help someone with wherever they are in their goals. Remember, it's always about meeting the customer where they are. And so if all they want is Energize, for example, that's something, then we help them with an Energize, and it's definitely something to be proud of. And so making sure that you are reaching out to people and inviting people. One thing I will note for those of us, because most of us love Energize, they did change the formula of Energize. And so I want you guys aware, if you notice in the new, I actually haven't tried the new one yet, but everyone is saying it just tastes a little different. So if you guys are like, this is weird, it's probably because it is something different. And so just kind of keep that in mind that they did change the Energize formula. So that's something. Coming up next, other announcements I would say is put on your calendar April 7th. That is our next Super Saturday. So make sure that you put that on your calendar, guys. Getting to a Super Saturday is super important. They're all over the country. And for those of you who are new, a Super Saturday is sponsored or held by a local group within major cities and sometimes even small towns. And it's held all, it was the sugar molecule in it was changed. It changed from beet sugar to cane sugar. And so it made it taste different, Hannah. So, but for Super Saturday, guys, every quarter corporate hosts kind of like a video, and we come together as communities to come together and support one another, but also hear the latest announcements. And you also get to see other coaches in your So if you're in major cities, you definitely have them. And they're all over the country. So if you're like, well, I'm in a small town, trust me, there's probably something near you. And so definitely look out, and you can look on the online office. If you go to your coach online office and you go to FAQs at the bottom and you put Super Saturday in, you will see that it'll show where all the local Super Saturdays are. So definitely something to put on your calendar. Another announcement is Summit. We have Summit coming up. We're super, super excited. Who's going to Summit? Who is definitely going to Summit? Woo! Yes, I love it. Everyone's going to Summit. Yes, I love it, love it, love it. So Summit, for those of you who are new, is our annual coach conference. And so super excited. It's in Indianapolis. I've never been to Indianapolis, but it's in Indianapolis this year in June. And so we're super, super pumped. It is the week of June 20th. So June 20th to the 24th. And it's a huge event. Like it's, you know, thousands and thousands. You're gonna be like, holy crap, like these are all coaches, and people bring their spouses, and it's a great opportunity to bring spouses so that they can meet other people on the team and they can see what you're doing and see what part of community, you know, what part of the large, like how big of a community you have. So we're super excited. I created a separate group for that. So make sure that you're a part of it so that we can start planning. I want to know who does not have housing so that we can group you guys and we can try to find some housing. I was on the Marriott site earlier today and they must have opened up some rooms because there was still availability when I checked. And so I'm staying at the JW Marriott. And so there was still some availability at the local, there's 3 local Marriotts there. And so something to consider if you have not booked your room yet. And usually we will we'll share a room in groups of 4 women. And so just kind of keep that in mind. And so go into the group, I'm asking questions, I'm trying to figure out when everybody, because we're gonna do a team. We usually do a couple gatherings. And so we'll try to do it, we'll do like either a dinner or a lunch. And then what's really awesome, guys, for those of you who haven't been, how many is it going to be your first time going? Is there any? Yay, Randy! It's so awesome. It's so fun. So you get to meet, you'll get to do a workout with the live trainers. You know, you get to pick the workout you're going to do, and then you're going to meet us, and there's tons of just training and workshops, and there's parties. And so it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and you'll get to meet all of us, and it's just really a lot of fun. Let's see. I think that's all the announcements I have for right now. I may think of some towards the end, but I'm going to let Jaclyn, you know, take it away. One more announcement, sorry. So next month in March 1st, we are going, not March 1st, but the first week, Monday in March, we're planning on running a new coach training. And so I want you guys aware of that for yourself. If you want to go through it, if you are a new coach, as well as for your coaches, know that we're going to be hosting it's probably going to be anywhere from 14 to 20 days. And again, it's going to be in a separate group, and we're planning on rotating that as well and doing that every month. And we're going to be reading next month as well as a team, The Slight Edge. And so if you do not have that book, please go and buy that book. You can get it on Amazon. It's a fantastic book. It'll help you in your professional life. It'll help you with this opportunity in this opportunity. And so remember, personal development is everything in this business, guys, because at the end of the day, your ability to have success is only limited by one thing, and that is you. And it's limited by your mindset, and it's limited by whether or not you believe you can have success. And so we stress, and I always tell everyone, if you can commit to personal development every single day for a year, your life will be changed. Like I can guarantee it. Like I feel so confident. I feel so confident in saying I can guarantee that your life will be completely changed if you can commit to personal development. And so if you commit to personal development plus your own personal fitness, your life is good. You're going to not recognize yourself in a year. And so I always tell everyone, commit to that personal development, because we need to maintain a growth mindset in our lives, in our professional life, in our intimate life. We need to maintain that growth mindset. So this is my plug in for personal development. It's incredibly important. It was not something that was stressed to me in my going through college and medical school and residency. And it's a shame because a lot of providers need personal development with the amount of stress that we go through. But overall, we all need to be doing some sort of personal development so that we can believe in ourselves and we can have something to talk about. Because a lot of times I get my inspiration, and most people get their inspiration for what they speak about from their personal development. So as you're doing your personal development, think of yourself in that way. Think of yourself as like a medium and like a curator of that content. So as you're reading it, saying, wow, this is really insightful, and you can take quotes from that, and you can take your thought process and share that on your social media and share that with your audience, because I guarantee it, they're probably not reading personal development. They're probably not getting the same insight that you're getting, right? So all the things that you're learning, it's okay to take that content and just kind of try to describe it in your own words and try to explain how it made you feel. Because a lot of times that's what I feel like I do as a coach is I read, I listen, I'm like, wow, this is really insightful. I know this will help a lot of people, just this type of wording. But anyway, just wanted to give a plug into personal development. All right, take it away, Jack. Oh, I have to make you a co-host. Hold on, co-host, make co-host. All right, 1 second. I'm gonna make you a co-host. And did you get anything?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yep. So I'm gonna try to share this PowerPoint.
There you go, I see it. Okay, great.
Okay, awesome. Do I need to like keep it this size or can I make it bigger?
I would keep it that size. I always find like
Okay.
it's hard. I would keep it that size.
Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm super excited. I'm gonna give a little caveat here. So I'm talking about authenticity, and part of me being authentic is I swear like a sailor, but like Hannah, I can see you're little. So I'm gonna try really hard to filter, but when I'm being authentic, that's just what comes out. So bear with me. But I really want you guys to have some actionable things to take away from this call. So I'm going to be sharing and asking you to do some things. So let's go. All right. So a little bit about me. I have founded, my team name is Therapeutic Fitness. I'm a mental health therapist. I work in an intensive day treatment and I work with teenagers. And I tell people that I work with trauma and drama. So my kiddos, 90% of them have PTSD. They are crazy, and my favorite kind of crazy. They keep me on my toes, but I do direct group and individual therapy 45-ish hours a week. And then when I'm not doing that, I'm a coach. And something Stephanie and I just talked about this like yesterday actually was that doing this keeps me sane. Like being a coach and pouring into people and coming home and having purpose after working my day job is like gives me so much drive and energy. And it just gives me a healthy outlet. So let me tell you how I became a coach, because it's a little different than most people. I invited myself to the opportunity. I saw somebody from high school posting about how she was working out and getting fit and making money to do it. And so I was like, just messaged her and I was like, what are you doing? You know, and we talked about it and I signed up that night to be a coach. I had never heard of things like P90X or 21 Day Fix. The only thing I'd ever heard of was Insanity, but I had never heard the word Beachbody. No idea what that was. But I knew that I needed to change something in my life. And so I was that dream coach that everyone wants on their team, right? That just like jumps in and like the first time they hear about it, they're like, no questions asked, let's do this. And I took off running and have built this really great group of women.
Jaclyn, yeah. What year did you when did you sign up?
It's been like 2.5 years.
Okay, I just want them to know that. 2.5 years.
Yes. So slowly but surely have just kind of maintained where I'm at. And it wasn't until this past November that I decided I needed to step it up and really started coaching. I lost my upline. I had an upline coach who, like many of us, you know, like have seen in this business, is that not everyone lasts. And so my upline left and I figured shit out on my own for a long time. I used Google and YouTube. Those are my best friends. And I reached out to other coaches. And then Stephanie adopted me and has been so wonderful in being my mentor now. And I'm proud to say that I'm well on my way to Diamond. I have 9 coaches under me and just helping a few of them get to Emerald, and then we'll be there. So little pat on the back for myself there. No shame. So the first big thing that I want to talk about, because I think so many of us want to be authentic. We want to be real. We want to be genuine, but we don't even know who the hell we are to begin with. So something that has been a saving grace for me in posting, in sharing my story, in being consistent is coming up with 5 words that really describe me. And I'm going to give you guys some concrete examples in my posting. But what I want you to think about is your 5 words. So think about your interests, your hobbies, your passions, your limitations that have turned into strengths. Like, what did you once see as something that was holding you back that you now use to propel you forward? Like, the thought of doing this call and like talking to all of you like a couple years ago, no way. Absolutely not. Like, I would have been like, you could not pay me enough money in the world. And now I'm just pumped. Like, I want to like come through the screen and just like hang out with all of you because I just love this so much. But that was a limitation that I saw as like, nope, I'm not good enough. And I turned it into, no, I have this fire within me and I want to share it with others. So when you look at my page, I want you to be able to associate my 5 words with me. I want you to see the things that describe me, see what, like, how I live my life. I want you to see all of that. So when you have your audience scroll through your Facebook, scroll through your Instagram, what 5 words do you want them to think of? How do you want them to describe you? So think about it. And post your 5 words in the chat. I want to see everyone's. What are your 5 words? So think on it. Here's mine. Balance. I'm always drinking beer, eating pizza, but I'm also always exercising and drinking my superfoods. It's a balance for me. I'm never going to give up my beer and pizza. If you guys know me, like, that's my jam. But I exercise and drink my superfoods way more, like, but I still sprinkle in the fact that I don't expect anyone to come on this journey and never have those things again. Like, maybe your thing is you love cupcakes, maybe your thing, whatever it might be, but balance for me is huge. Like, I think it's so important to show people that real and that I can have the best of both worlds. My next one's humor. Oh my God. I'm not joking when I say that I laugh at myself more than anyone I know, but it's also how I cope with my anxiety and like all of my emotions. Anytime I'm uncomfortable, nervous, happy, even sadness, sometimes I like make people really uncomfortable because I'll laugh. Not always a great trait as a therapist, but my kids appreciate it. So I love to laugh. I'm always jamming out, making a fool of myself. If something embarrassing happens to me, I'm the first person to go tell everybody. I'm like on my Instagram story, like, you guys will not believe what happened. That's just how I am. Anxiety. So this is my example of my weakness turned into a strength. I've had so many of my connections, and my team and my tribe is really focused around mental health and using exercise and wellness to balance that out. And so I'm very raw and vulnerable about how my anxiety impacts my day-to-day life. And then my cats. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed, you guys. Crazy cat lady life. What else can I say about that? I'm like, it might be unhealthy, but I love them. And then body positivity. I share not just my highlight reel. I don't want someone to scroll through my Instagram and I don't ever want to make a woman feel the way I have felt playing the comparison game, looking at someone else's page and be like, wow, I wish I didn't have belly rolls. Like, wow, I wish I didn't have cellulite and stretch marks. Like, that's my jam. Like, I want to share that with people that I have all those things. Like, my weight loss transformation is 23 pounds. You wouldn't think I would have stretch marks from that, but I do. Like, I've gone down 2 full cup sizes on my bra. Like, that's going to leave marks where I don't want them. But I share those things with people because that is relatable. It's relatable content. So I'm not going to open my chat, but please post your 5 words, whether you're still thinking about it, whether you've only come up with 3. What are your 5 words, 3 words, whatever it may be that you want people to associate with? So I'm going to go through some examples of how I talk about this stuff. So for balance, what I want my audience to know, I don't always follow my meal plan. I practice more of an 80-20 rule. 80% of the time I'm on my meal plan, 100, doing it all in, and 20% of the time I'm not. 20% of the time I do go out and I drink a beer. The difference is I don't go out and get plastered anymore. I choose not to do that, but I do still go out and enjoy a piece of pizza. I get this ice cream date with my boyfriend, Derek. I don't always want to do my workout. And I think that that's something that people just assume because I am really big on Instagram stories of sharing my workout. And I share a lot of my workout clips every day. And people are like, oh, it's just easy for you to get up at 4 a.m. and do that. No, it's not. So sometimes I get on there and say, guys, look, I didn't want to do this today, but here I am showing up because I have a tribe who's counting on me and they're holding me accountable. And if I'm expecting them to show up, I got to show up too. Right. So this is a huge one of like balance, man. Balance. All right. This is one of my favorites. Okay. Humor. So I want my audience to know I don't take life too seriously. I love to have a good time and joke around. I'm dancing. I have no rhythm, you guys. Like seriously, if you haven't checked out my Instagram stories, you have to do it. I have no rhythm, but I love to dance. And so I do it anyway. And I can laugh at myself. And people, I hope, don't look at me on there and are like, is she for real? Like, cause I want them to know that I'm just being playful and I just got my workout done and I'm feeling good and I'm ready for my day, even though it's 5:30 in the morning. So true story. This happened on Valentine's Day and I just posted about it real quick and people love this stuff. So I woke up and I could feel one of the cats like laying next to me. And so I reached over and started petting them, only to realize I was actually petting my partner's arm, you know, like, so I just like posted about that and said like, there's no one else I'd rather laugh through life with, and tagged him. And because it's real and it's like shit that happens to all of us, of just like that innocent mistake, but it's funny. And so even just something like that is so simple, but it just gives me an easy way to incorporate some humor into my page and get people laughing. There's so much negativity and hostility on Facebook and, you know, social media in general, that light it up a little bit, you know, not everything has to be so serious. All right. Anxiety. Oh man, this was a really tough post for me. So me knows that I was recently diagnosed with an anxiety disorder, and my cats are like breaking shit. Oh, great. So I have an anxiety disorder and it's been super limiting my entire life. And then I found exercise as a really healthy release and recently got into therapy. And I share about that very openly on social media. So I remember this day in this picture. I had got home and I was like feeling good, curled and cute, and I had a good day at work. And I snapped this picture quick because it was good lighting. And I'm like, hey, selfie life, you know? And then I had like the roughest therapy session ever. And I got home and I wasn't sure how I could share about it without being that like mopey person looking for sympathy, because that's not what I wanted. I just wanted people to know that I struggled too. And so I put these photos side by side and I shared that there was only an hour difference between them being taken. And I remember crying as I was typing it up and just talking about how, you know, like I was in this really good space and then got knocked down. And I was just real about it. And I just said, like, I ended it, I don't know, it's too small to see, but saying something like, if you've been through this, you understand, because that's my tribe. My tribe is people who have these struggles and are facing them head on and willing to do the hard work. That's who I connect really well with. So I wanted to, and I'll talk about this concept of sandwich posting in a second here, but I wanted to like be really raw and vulnerable, but then still end it with a like, but I'm stronger for it kind of ending. So that's how I share about my anxiety, probably a few times a week. It's not always super heavy like this. Sometimes it's stupid shit that I do because of my anxiety or whatever, but you know, sometimes it is. Sometimes it's okay to show the darkness too, because that's real. Like you can see the difference between those pictures, you know, like you can see it. And that is what sticks with people. When someone is struggling and having a hard time, this is the picture I want them to remember. And when they reach out to me and say, hey, I remember you posting about that, can we talk? Like, fuck yeah, we can, you know, like that's what I'm here for. So sometimes this is one of those pain point moments where I was like, this is going to connect with all the right people. All right, my cats. So really quick, yes, I'm obsessed. Part of my story though, like, so I'm at that age right now. Derek and I have been together for almost 6 years. Everyone's like, when are you guys getting married? My parents are like, we want grandkids. And I'm like, bitch, don't rush me. you know? And so these are my kids. I talk to them like they're my children. I do make passive aggressive statements to Derek through them. I'm like, wow, Harry, Derek didn't load the dishwasher again. Like, must have forgot, you know, like that is my life with them. And this is just something that like my tribe's really into cats and animals. Like we're pet people. So that's, speaking of the devil, like they start freaking out. All right. So anyway, that's just kind of a fun thing about me. And that's okay. Not all of my shit has to be dark and heavy like my anxiety. All right. And then body positivity. Don't be all about the highlight reel. It's okay to share, and so important to share the real hard body image issues too. This picture was really fun because I like to do where I'll like not move my body so much. This one I changed it a little bit, but I'll like go from, like you can see how I just move my arms or twist my body a little bit and then show like Instagram versus reality, because everyone has this Instagram photo and you would look at that and you'd be like, wow, like she is so toned. She doesn't have a single curve on her body. Like, look at that booty, those arms. And then like I put my arms down and you can see like my belly button through my shirt is like folded up weird. Yeah, weight loss does weird things to your midsection. You know, and then like my love handle sticking over my pants. And that's real. Like there's no editing. It's just raw, vulnerable, like, and maybe you're not to a point where, you know, this is your jam, you don't want to talk about it, but I'm telling you, it's okay if this is something you want to talk about. If you want to post that picture of your stretch marks, like I've done that and I've got great responses, and I've posted, you know, like I don't have 100-pound weight loss story. I don't have kids. I don't, you know, but I still have this because women my age, I think we're like, feel like we're not supposed to have that. We're not supposed to have cellulite. Like I'm too young for that. Like that's something that our grandma and our moms complained about, you know? So just being real, like that's all it comes down to, you guys. Okay. So those are my 5 things. I saw a ton of comments pop up. I'm so excited to look at those after. So focusing on your 5 words, it's not always expected that you just have these bright ideas and know exactly what to say all the time. It's okay to look at hashtags and Pinterest and search quotes and other people and what they're saying. The biggest thing, you guys, just like with the scripts we use, and you know, when you're looking at someone else's post, you can take their idea, but it needs to be in your words, because if it's not, people are going to be like, fake, 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 fake. And that's totally not authentic, right? It has to sound like you. So I'll go and I'll, you know, search hashtags on Instagram and I'll do body positivity and see how other women are posing, how they're taking the pictures, what they're saying about their bodies, like what the hot topics are to talk about. I'll look up funny cat memes and then see how I can incorporate that into funny pictures of my cats. I'll just look up humor in general, because sometimes we get so stuck in like, oh, my life's so boring. Why would anyone want to hear about it? Like, that wasn't funny. Well, yeah, it was actually, but you were like too in the situation to like, relatable is funny. Relatable is real. So thinking about it that way. Something I always think about before I post is, who needs to hear what I have to say right now? Who can relate to what I have to say? And is that my niche market? Is that who I'm targeting? I don't try to target everyone on my friends list. I'm never talking to everyone on my friends list. I'm talking to my tribe. I'm talking to my best friend. I write like I'm speaking to my best friend. Would she laugh at this joke? Would she tear up over my anxiety struggles? Would she relate to this body image post? Like literally when I'm posting something, I feel like it's a text friend talking about my struggles, talking about my successes, laughing about my cats. Like that is how I keep a perspective on whether it's relatable and real. I think about it as if I'm talking to my best friend. Transparency, the good, the bad, and the ugly. All right, I'm going to give you guys a little example of talking about my relationship. This is something that I talk about quite a bit, and it kind of fits into a lot of the different categories for me, the balance, the humor. And anxiety, of course. I'm trying to think how long ago this was. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I wrote up a post about a total freak out I had. I lost my shit on Derek. And I wrote about it. And I said, look, this is what happened. And, it was one of those situations where I yelled, walked out of the room and cried, came back, yelled some more, and then we sat down and figured it out. But I shared that because everyone sees, again, my highlight reel. They think our relationship's perfect. They think we never fight. They think that, all our cute selfies are great and that we're going to get married and blah, blah, blah. Yes, all those things are true. We take adorable selfies, it's just fact. But, oh my gosh. But there's also really nasty parts of our relationship. And I use that to talk about my anxiety and talk about how my mental health impacts my relationships, because it does. It affects it big time. And that's something that people should know about me and that they can relate to. Like, yeah, when I'm feeling depressed, like, I don't want to talk to my partner at all. I don't want them to touch me. I don't want them to be around me. I want to just sit in my hole, like that's something that I share. And I'm like, sometimes my anxiety makes me not feel like myself. And sometimes, this and that, but that's real for me. And that's going to be real for my tribe too. I talk about my therapy, my blended family. Mother's Day and Father's Day are coming up, and that's a huge time for me where I have divorced parents and I have now step parents and things like that. And so when people are posting, shout out to their moms for Happy Mother's Day, I use that as an opportunity to share my blended family. And I'm like, I'm so happy for everyone who, has this family and stuff, but like mine's a little different, because nowadays so many people have blended families and they relate to it. And then I have friends on my pages who are new stepmoms and like not sure what their role is and stuff. And it takes a total different angle at it. It's just another way of seeing the same thing. Because I could give my stepmom a shout out and I could give my mom a shout out, but instead I combine them and it freaks people out. They're like, what is she doing? She's breaking all the rules. And people love when you break the rules. They love seeing something different. Like, why I talk about money so much is because it makes people so uncomfortable that they love it. Like, they can't look away. It's like a train wreck. They're like, oh my God, what is she going to say next? Like, is she going to tell us how much money she makes? Like, that would be so awesome. And it gets people on the edge of their seat and thinking about what you're doing with your life. Oh my God. So cat mom life, just help yourself. Okay. So the sandwich post. So a positive, this is like how they teach you to give a compliment. I don't know if anyone's ever learned this, but you like start with a good thing, or not a compliment, criticism. Start with a good thing, and then you get the feedback in there, the negative, and then you reframe it again. So like for me, a post for this might look like, I've always wanted to travel the world, but I'm so far in debt, blah, 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 blah. However, this opportunity is giving me the chance to. So I hit on that goal of like, man, I'm like so passionate to travel, but how the hell am I supposed to do that when I'm thousands and thousands of dollars in debt? But then I found this coaching opportunity, and let me show you. And so that's called a sandwich post. I never, and I can say that with confidence, end a post without putting a positive spin on it. Whether that be negative, and then I end it with asking for positive vibes or thoughts or words of encouragement. That's one way. Or if I just reframe it and say, look, today was a shit day. This is what happened. Here's how my anxiety was, but tomorrow will be better. Never leave it just ugly. Like, people don't know what to do with that. And then you're getting like unwanted sympathy. Like, wrap it up, show them you're strong, show them tomorrow will be better. But they also want to see that you have those days that really drag you down, or that you have that debt. Like, it's okay to work that in there, but it's so important because our news feeds are just filled with that negativity that we're like, but hey, I got this. Don't worry. Right? Super important. All right. Consistency. Are you showing up even when it's hard? Are those 5 words still on your page? Are they there even when you don't want to? Quality over quantity. So intimidating. When I started coaching, it was like, well, I see that you're posting about once a month right now, but I'm going to need you to start posting 6 times a day. What the hell? There was no way. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? What do I do with that? Like, I have no idea. And so for a long time I was just filling space. Like, okay, I just got to be in their newsfeed. Like, let's go. And it was meaningless. Like, there was no value. I was just taking up people's time. So now with the algorithms and stuff, it's so much about connections and true relationship building, which means you want engagement on your posts, which means they have to be well written and something that people can comment on and participate on. So 2 to 3 well-written posts per day. Like, I no more than that, like, really, guys, unless it's real freaking good. Way better than 5 to 6 just crappy posts. Like, honestly, just think about it before you're writing it. Quality will always beat out quantity. And dialogue. Are you engaging? Are you commenting back? I don't care if your mom commented a little emoji, comment back, because that looks really good for the engagement on your posts and will keep moving your posts to the top and seeing more people or getting more people's eyes on it. And then, are you showing love on posts that you can relate to? So if someone in my feed is talking about their anxiety, you best believe I'm going to be the first person posting in there being like, girl, same, like, stick in there, you know, or someone sharing their cats and like, oh my God, this is adorable. Like, how easy is that? But that's my tribe. Those are my people. Hello, hint, hint. Like, these are the people I want seeing my shit. So I got to comment on theirs. So engagement is huge. Have that dialogue. All right. Last part. This is my favorite part. Celebrate. Oh my gosh. This took me so freaking long to realize. Give your followers a chance to celebrate you and your accomplishments. Like, people want to be happy for you. People love. Why do you think Karen just got engaged and has 500 likes on it? Like, Karen never even posts on Facebook, but it's exciting, right? Like, everyone's like, yes, Karen, right? Like, people who don't even know her are cheering for her. You know what I'm saying? Like, people want to celebrate with you. So whether it's a non-scale or a scale victory, if it's your financial rewards, guys, you better get comfortable talking about money, because I'm telling you, I started making that shit and now I'm like, I can't stop talking about it. Like, this is awesome. All I want to do is talk about it. I'm just pumped because it's changing my life and I want people to see that and I want to share that with people and I want people to be excited for me. These people have watched me grind through college and grad school and living through this debt and struggling paycheck to paycheck, and now to see me thriving, like, they want to celebrate that. I could tell you, I could look around right now and I have 2 free yoga mats, this cup right here, a backpack, all this free stuff that Beachbody gives us just for doing our job. And you best believe I'm sharing it all the time. Like, I love talking about it because it's exciting and people love free stuff. So, whether it's paying off debt, winning a prize like this sweet cup, you know, that you just paid off your water bill for the month, like, it doesn't have to be ginormous. I started talking about making money with the company when I was making $30. That's it. I said, look, got my nails done. Look, got my hair cut. Doesn't have to be something big. Like, last night I shared about getting to pay off my trip to Mexico that I paid for my flights, and I surprised Derek and he was trying to help me, and I shared about it and it got almost 100 likes, and my Facebook engagement has been way down, but that was awesome. That was huge. And everyone likes that. It's fun. It's exciting. It's fun to see people doing well and thriving in their lives. So be proud of it and own it. Everyone loves a good, positive story. Think about it. What kind of stories on Facebook make you cry? The ones where it's a human helping another human. It's some act of kindness that's being shown. It's something that touches your heart. It's something that just makes you smile for somebody else. It doesn't always have to be your transformation. Like, that's okay. It's okay to throw in other stuff. Just celebrate you. You deserve it. You should be proud of all the hard work you're doing. And that's all. That's the end.
Awesome. Thank you.
Let me stop the share.
Yeah,
okay.
You could see what the comments are. People sharing what their 5 things are. And I think as she's reading these, I think the key thing that I'm kind of taking away from, you know, Jaclyn's message, and Jaclyn, that was wonderful. PowerPoint was wonderful and so awesome to see you presenting and speaking so well and so eloquently. It's like my goal for you guys is like for all of you to be able to speak to an audience, just feel confident and be efficient and be focused. These are all skills you'll be able to take into all areas of your life. And what I love about this opportunity is that you can build skills like this in this business and with our team. And so what you've heard from Jaclyn is that being, you are the brand of what you're building. You're building the brand of you. And it's not that you are a Beachbody spokesperson, because that's not what we want you to be. Anybody can go to Amazon and buy Beachbody. Anyone can go, and order it. But they're going to come to you because they're going to say, wow, I can relate to Betty's, transformation, or her struggles, or the way that she's so consistent and she shows up no matter what. And I can relate to, to Melissa's struggles and the things that she's going through. And, just really thinking about, the fact that you are the person that they want to, in a sense, not buy, but they're buying into you and what you share and what you stand for. And that's something for you to think about. And so I think that's why it's so incredibly powerful that you are thinking about what are these 5 words that you want to represent. And this could be, even if you're just starting, for example, or let's say posting overwhelms you, maybe you just say, okay, these are my 5 words, and this is what I'm going to share throughout the week. These are my 5 posts for the week. And then you say, these are you have 7 posts to round out the week, but 5 of them are going to be one of these each topics until you get more comfortable, or until you feel more comfortable maybe posting 2 posts, but picking something that's manageable for you. Again, it's your speed, but the key is to stay consistent in whatever it is that you decide to do. And so just keep that in mind. Let's see. Thank you. So I like, and so like all of these, and so you'll see, guys, people have, it's so funny to see what the comments are, survivor, anxiety, depression. One thing I'll tell you as a bird's eye view from looking at this team, there are a lot of people who suffer from anxiety and depression in our team. And I want you guys to, and those of you who suffer from it, to hear that and know that. And there are a lot of successful coaches on our team and across the board, and successful entrepreneurs in general, and people who have not let the label of anxiety and depression take over their life, and are actively working or have rewritten the labels that they're placing on themselves, and really thinking about that. Like Jaclyn right now is actively in a sense, relabeling herself. It's like she's going to get to a point where she's probably going to say, I used to be anxious. I used to have this, because this is not me anymore. And I believe that, because I know that can happen, because it's labels that we place on ourselves. And it's just interesting how so much of our team has that, because that's actually a deep rooted mission that I have for forming Team Healthier You Project, was to combat depression and anxiety through health and wellness. And because there's just so much of it in our society and across the world, and we need more people who are actively combating it in healthy ways and sharing their journey, so that other people can be related, other people can feel, that they can relate to it. So that's really awesome as I'm kind of reading this to see. And then dancer, consistent family, food, body positivity. So a lot of us have very similar, food, sarcasm. That's kind of like sarcasm humor. That's kind of very similar. Career change, foodie. Yeah, all really, really awesome. Do you guys have any questions for Jaclyn, or anything that you want to ask? This is always a good opportunity to ask questions, or anything at all. If you do, you can either wave your hand. But another thing I wanted to if you guys don't, I can keep talking. So another thing that you guys, how to find the right hashtags.
Oh, awesome.
How do you find the right hashtags?
Yes. So it's taken a lot of, are you talking about like when you post something to get people to come to your page, or like for inspiration?
For inspiration? Yeah, for inspiration.
Perfect. So I'm obsessed with Instagram. I spend a lot of time on there. So I just search, I'll search anxiety warrior. I will pretty much form different words with anxiety to like see other posts. So I'll do like cat mom, cat mum, because that's people in the UK. And I'm like, hey girl, I can connect with you. And I'll just like change it a little bit. So like body positive, body positivity, cat humor, balance, healthy lifestyle, healthy eating, like any form of a word that I connect with, I'll try to like vamp it so that it's like a bunch of different forms. Look at too many posts that have like over like 70 million hashtags, because then, you know, everybody and their brother's using that hashtag and it's like dried up. So that's something to consider too. And if you're using them in your posts, trying not to use those. Yeah. Does that help?
I would say, yeah. So when you go, and do you know how to find them, Denise? Okay, yeah. So basically when you go to search and you just put in a word, it'll start funneling through what your hashtags are. And so like you can search that way. So you'll choose different words. And it's also a good way. Another thing when it comes to hashtagging and growing your accounts, guys, making sure that you start blocking your, having some hashtags that you use so that you can grow your account and you block them. So let's say it's going to be a post on anxiety. So maybe you have like 10 hashtags, 15 hashtags, all related to around anxiety. Group them so that whenever you throw a post up on anxiety, you just go to your notepad, quickly copy and paste, and then you can put them onto your post. And you want to look at hashtags that have probably like 250,000, 500,000 and above. Those are really popular hashtags. Anything lower, it means that less people are using them. So it's going to be a smaller, a smaller amount of people. But utilizing the hashtags. Also, if you find accounts that you really enjoy, if you're going through accounts and you're like, wow, this girl like has the life that I want, and it's just like, or she has like a common interest and I love the way that she writes, you can look at her hashtags. That's a lot of what I did in the beginning as well. When I first started, I would look at other wellness coaches, other lifestyle coaches, other influencers that talk about confidence, etc. And I would go and see what their hashtags were. And I would copy them down, and then I would go and either use them myself. I would go research them and then use them myself. And so you can do that as well. Courtney says, so do you do any exercises before your power hour to combat the anxiety that comes up with sending the invites, following up on tons of ghosts, or starting new convos? Thanks for the info. Good job.
Yeah, this is a really good question. I like to get amped with music. So I always pump my favorite music while I'm inviting. But honestly, I lost all anxiety from inviting once I did it a ton. Once I did 100 invite challenge in a day, and I'm really competitive, and I was like, all right, let's go. And I started reaching out to my cold market. So like people I don't know in real life, and have very rare interactions with, or have had limited interactions with. I actually get more nervous talking to my warm market still, and then I do my cold market. So I moved over to Instagram and built a ton of confidence by just doing a ton of it. But I don't do any exercises, maybe a dance party to get myself amped. I think that would be helpful. But I work out in the morning and then I do my business stuff at night. So I'm on a little bit opposite of a schedule. But I definitely, like with follow-ups and those conversations, I just try not to think about it and just do it. And I already have scripts in my phone. And so based on whether they're watching my Instagram story, whether they liked a post, or like responded, interested on something, I'll have what I already want to send them. And so now I have like a really good script that basically when I send that, I know what they're going to say. They're going to say yes information or not, and then how I would respond to each of those. So I kind of have like this funnel of like, if you say this, I'm going to respond this. If you say this, I'm going to respond this. And it's just become habit now to have those conversations. So it doesn't actually make me anxious anymore. Win.
And the scripts that she's referring to, guys, we have, we share them in the team page. Maybe we'll do like a call specifically on scripts as well, but we also have them in the team training site. But when we say scripts, because there's a couple new faces on here. So when we say scripts, we're referring to the things that we just kind of say over and over again. Mm-hmm. And so it's like we have a common kind of set of sentences or statements, like when someone likes our photo, for example, and, you know, we'll send them a thank you, again, because it's about building relationship, just connecting. A lot of this is building relationships, and it's just saying, hey, thank you so much for liking my photo. I really appreciate the support. Is there anything else you'd love to see me post about on my social media? That would be really, you know, I'd love to know so I can serve you more. A lot of, especially in the beginning, guys, as you guys are building, and even me, I'm almost 5.5 years in, I'm spending a lot of time researching what my audience wants. And so getting that type of information, and also utilizing your IG stories. So that's what I wanted to say as well. When she, you know, posting 1 to 3 times a day on social media, no more than 3 like actual posts, but then utilizing IG stories to really show your personality, to really show what you're doing, to really show what you're cooking, what you're working out. I show my dance parties. I'm always on there dancing, and I'm tagging people. And I can't tell you how many people message me about my dances. Like, that's those are my most popular posts. And a lot of people are like, I wish I could dance with you. I'm like, why don't you dance? Like, it's awesome. Like, we need to be shaking our booty. Like, it's just, like, my goal is to really like break down what professionalism is, like this like stereotype of like what professionalism looks like, and how like you can still have fun and be sexy and have confidence and enjoy life and still be a professional woman. And, you know, so it's just like, that's like a part of my goal. And that's like, and so again, doing the opposite, right? Going like Jaclyn was saying, not being afraid. Bye, Hannah. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Hannah.
Not being afraid to go against the grain, right? Because again, what I kind of think of us as guys is that we're like light workers, is what I call us. We're light workers. We are out there, and I get chills every time I say it. We're out there being positive in a negative world. We're out there bringing, you know, positivity and bringing inspiration to the masses through our journey, through our collective journey, sharing our stories, sharing our successes collectively. So like when Jaclyn paid off her bill, you know, paid off her credit card bill with her Beachbody income, I can use that in my story. I can talk about it in my story. I could write a post about her and just say, I'm so proud of her. And you could write that too. You could say, I'm so proud of my partner. You know, she's your partner now. You know, you could say, I'm so proud of my partner on my team who just had this phenomenal, you know, just success. You know, they don't need to, and it's the same thing with our transformations, sharing our transformations. But yeah, just kind of, you know, utilizing IG stories and making sure that you are being yourself. And what I love about this, guys, is that I don't know who I was talking to. I was talking to this about yesterday. We have such an incredibly diverse team, and it's one of the things that I'm most proud of. You know, when we look at other teams, there's a lot of similarities in other teams, but I'm extremely proud of the fact of our diversity. I'm happy to see Chris on the call. It's like awesome to see a male on the call here. You know, Luke's going to be so happy. My boyfriend, Luke, you'll have to like get on a call with us, because now we're going to, it's just like mentoring. But it's just really awesome because you know, there's a lot of incredibly unhealthy men out there, and, you know, women who are going to be able to relate to you as well. And so it's just great, the diversity of our tribe here. And that's a big, really, really important to me. And so anyway, I can keep rambling. Luce asked, how long did it take you to build your tribe? And were they mostly people you knew or people you found on social media?
Oh, that's a really good question. First, I got my mom and then I got my best friend. Okay. So they were people I knew, right off the bat. And now I would say 75% of my tribe is from social media. Randy's on this call. We've never met, and she's a rock star coach on our team. She's killing it. But now, like, total just social media. But to start, yeah, it was like my best friend and my mom were my first 2 coaches. And my first challengers were all people that I knew. Like, the thought of talking to someone I didn't know, because I was only on Facebook. Like, Instagram was so scary. And so the thought of just talking to people I didn't know and inviting them to like hang out with me, like, I didn't want to be a weirdo, you know, hello, anxiety. And so, yeah, I think to start, like, getting your confidence up, helping people through the process who are a little more forgiving of like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing, bear with me kind of conversations until you get your confidence build up. I would say definitely that's a great place to start.
Yeah. And, and when I first started, guys, I just kind of collectively, I just kind of invited anyone into a group, whether they bought from me or not. What's nice is that you guys have, we have the team-wide challenge groups, and you have that to be a part where you can put your customers into. But it took, it took me a while to find my first coach, for example. It doesn't have to take you guys that long, but it took me 6 months to find a coach. And I was posting consistently. Like, I was someone that was posting consistently about the coaching opportunity. But it definitely, can take time, and it all just kind of depends. So just kind of staying consistent, and also just being consistent and sharing about the coaching opportunity and sharing how it's helping you, and just sharing about the type. Be careful, also be conscious, not careful, be conscious of the type of words you use to describe the people you are looking for, because you will get what you ask for. So if you want motivated people, you better be asking for motivated people in your posts. If you want positive, optimistic, passion-driven women, men and women who are ready to make changes in their life, ask for that through your posting. Talk about that through your posting. Say, I want to work with people who are ready to make change. That's really, really, really important, to be making those types of statements, because guess what? That's who's going to say, oh, okay, I'm ready. I'm motivated to make a change. I want to make this happen. So really being mindful of the words that you're using to describe your tribe. And you can also, there's a good book called Tribes. It's a good personal development book. There's two types of personal development. There's our personal, like, because we need to work through certain things. And then there's like business development, as I call it. And those are like our leadership, more of our leadership books, our practical skills books. So really, really, kind of picking up maybe a business development book, whether it's like Tribes or some sort of leadership book, would be really, really cool thing to do. So cool.
So Stephanie, before everyone gets off, I need everyone to get their phone and get your Instagram stories or your Snapchat or your camera or whatever. And this is a huge part, you guys. I don't care if it's an Instagram story or if you go and post this on your page, but we're all going to do a little boomerang at the same time. And because this community right here, us all on this call, look at us, look at everyone, look at all our differences, but we have one thing in common, and we want to change some fucking lives. So post about it, share about it, love on this team, because this is what we're all about. So get your phones up, get you ready, whether you're going to do a boomerang or your little dance move.
So boomerang, for those of you who don't know what a boomerang is, you guys all know what a boomerang is? Oh, she's like, what's a boomerang? So slide at the bottom, Desi, slide at the bottom. Are you on it? Yeah. Does that say boomerang? Yeah, it says boomerang, yes. So what you'll do is you'll hold it when we say go, and then everyone start like moving, because that's the key part. You gotta move. You gotta like wave your hand, shake your head, like do a little dance and something, so we could see.
Yes.
See. So once we start moving, then I'm gonna say go, and then you guys are gonna hold. You gotta hold it down. Don't just press it once. You gotta hold it. Okay. You gotta hold it down for 15 or like longer, but you'll see it'll stop. All right. So everyone start moving. What? Get. Go. Woo! So cute.
It's so good. That's so great. Oh my gosh. This is what it's about, you guys.
I'm going to do that from now on. I never thought about doing boomerangs on the team calls. So that's awesome. Mine looks like I'm shaking my phone, so it looks like an earthquake on the thing. Like,
yeah.
I need to like hold it still, and then like,
right.
do a little neck roll or something. And I love boomerangs in person. It's so incredibly important. But and guys, one of those, and so I'm so excited. So many of you came on, and I see so many amazing faces, and we have the momentum in our team is huge right now. And like, we have so many amazing things planned for you in terms of training and just helping you with your business. And the best thing I can tell you guys is stay as connected as you can. And I am a resource to you. I am, I've been in this business for 5.5 years, and I'm a resource to every single one of you. You guys see that I'm always on these calls. I am very connected to the things that we do. And I think that speaks to the success, and it just shows the consistency of when you show up no matter what and you stay consistent. But the key is to stay connected to us, because we're going to keep showing up, and we're going to keep, and for those of you who are new, we have a Zoom that's in our team page that you can hop into for your workouts. It's just an accountability. So like Courtney and Jordan will go on there, and like all throughout the day, there are people hopping on just for accountability. We're not talking, chatting. We're not trying to take away from and be distractions. But again, it's almost like team culture is my goal for this year. It is connection and culture and community is my goal. Just because it's so incredibly powerful. People need connection. We need more connection in society right now. You know, everyone's stuck in their phone and they're trying to do everything alone. We need more connection, more doing things together. So come on to the Zoom. You know, we're on all day almost. Like a lot of people are on. It starts from like 4 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time. People are on. Like, and sometimes you go on, you might be the only one, but during your workout, someone else may pop on. So like the pockets are like early morning, midday, there are people on, and then like late afternoon. So that Zoom, you'll see us, it'll be like, oh, we're hopping on. It's one Zoom, it's the same link every time. And so you can always just kind of save that link, but it's just an opportunity for you guys to connect with us. And obviously we have these team calls. And yeah, and if you guys, and so this week, actually, I'll probably hop on live sometime throughout the week and do a new coach call, and then we'll do another one next week just to kind of get on the schedule that we want to try to get on. But as you guys have questions, ask them in the team page. We're here to answer all your questions and, you know, just kind of take action. This is the type of opportunity you got to learn by taking action and by trying different things and by doing different things. And the key thing and my hope for all of you, and I tell this to my personal coaches that I talk to when I get to know them, is that my only expectation is that you will allow this opportunity to transform your life. That's my only expectation. Whether you sell anything or not, doesn't matter to me. I care most about your physical, your emotional transformation, and you seeing a change and seeing a development. And I think that's something that's unique about this team, you know, and there are a lot of other teams that may do things differently, but that's something I think that's unique about this team specifically, that I'm really driven by your own personal transformations. And that's my only hope for you guys. Because you can really change your life. And as a result, there's a ripple effect of that to the surrounding people around you that is most important and the most powerful of this opportunity. So your success can happen, but the key thing, it starts with you. And it starts with just doing your workout, doing your personal development, you know, getting results emotionally and physically. And I think that's a win. That's a win for all of you. If you're able to do that and you're able to look good and feel good and, you know, be able to, you know, then you can share that authentically with people. And that's when people really want to join you. So you can see I could talk forever. Like you just can't. I have like these new fans. They're like, I could talk. It's like, girl, I could be out here. I could be here forever. Chatting. It's like, it's so bad.
It's cool. I just got goosebumps. I was like, anyone else just get goosebumps about us transforming ourselves and then transforming the world? I was like, girl, don't make me cry. I just made it through the whole freaking call without getting emotional. Like, come on.
It's true. You know, as a provider, you're a healthcare provider, Jaclyn. You see just how much mental health is a big issue in our country, and obesity is a big issue in our country. And you know, it's not going to come from the top down. It's going to come from the bottom up. And that's just like, you know, that's what that's why I do this, you know, and why I lead you guys to do this and why I challenge you guys to become the best versions of yourselves, because to change what's happening, it's going to take a lot of people. And so never feel like, oh, there's not enough people to help, because there are a ton of people to help. And I'm sure even in your own family and in your own like inner circle, you have really unhealthy people, and they need to see, and don't feel like I'm bothering, you know, that you're going to bother your people, or you're going to bother. I was listening to something recently, which was like, you know, how sometimes we get nervous to share, and we get nervous to share with our close family and friends, because usually, like Jaclyn says, those are the people who are your first, they're the people who are your first supporters. So like my mom and Luke, my boyfriend, they were my first 2 coaches, and they're at the top of my line. So anything that grows underneath that, they benefit from it. And so they're at the top of the line. And so if they decide to grow or we grow them, they're going to benefit from it financially to a certain point. And so, you know, so they were my first report. So kind of thinking, one thing someone said was like if you guys had a restaurant, right? You guys had a restaurant. would you not expect your family to come and eat at your restaurant and support you? Right? Like you would expect them to come, you would expect your homeboy, you'd be like, yo, like come over here, come over to my spot, like come and see me, like come and try my food, it's really good. Like, and you would expect them to come and support you. Like it wouldn't feel wrong. And it's the same thing with this. You have a healthy solution. You have, you know, it's the same thing of asking for that support and saying, I would love for your support. I'm just starting a new business. I'm really excited about this. It's really about helping people get healthy and be well. And I'd love to help you. And I'd love to have you be a part of this journey. And it's, you know, it's ordering, you know, a package, and you're going to get workouts for a year, and you're going to get an amazing superfood shake. So many parents are on Shakeology, and they're like getting amazing benefits from it and seeing amazing, you know, and so just really think about that. You know, I think we tend to think people don't want to support us, but it's because we're afraid. But really think, like, if you had a store or you had a restaurant, you would want them to come in and support you, and you wouldn't feel bad asking them, hey, come over and check out my restaurant, or I want to be able to cook for you. And so just really think about that. You know, like I said, my mom and Luke, they've been they were my first supporters, and they're still drinking their Shakeology every single day. They're like the biggest, they're like clockwork, Shakeology every day. And so definitely don't feel bad. But you know, the more that we can share our journeys and share our stories, the better. And like I said, the diversity is powerful, because we all look differently. We all speak differently, and we all have different struggles, different stories, different backgrounds. And again, that just means we're going to be able to relate to more people. So I don't want you to change, in a sense. Like, I want you to be yourself, but a better version of yourself. And I want you to speak the way you speak. And I want you to, you know, look the way you look, and like own that and use that to really change people's lives. Are you crying, Jaclyn?
No, my contacts have been in so long. I'm like,
okay, I was like, wow. I'm like giving her some.
I could. Don't tempt me. I would cry right now.
I'm like, geez. All right.
And you would just call me out? Like, what if I said, yeah? Like, you crying, girl?
I was like, are you crying? Like, I see you with wiping a tear. Like, good. Okay. All right, guys. Well, this will be recorded. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you guys.
And thank you, Jaclyn. Great call. Next, I forget who's on. Oh, tomorrow, guys, there's a call with Josh Spencer. So if you guys may have seen the post. I don't know, Chris, if you guys saw the post in the team page. If you go to the team page, are you in our team page, Chris? I can't remember. Yeah. So in our team page, there's Amy Silverman is going to be speaking on Josh Spencer's call. She's the #1 coach right now. Josh is our upline, he's been in this business for like 10, 11 years, and super, you know, impressive kind of downline, and super